Greetings, salutations, and shit. I am former debt collector, Artemis Thug. Today we will approach the truly gruesome subject of wage garnishments. This one is a real rap in the nuts. The proverbial kick in the vag, if you will. Nothing can throw your finances into chaos quite like the garnishment of your wages. Unless perhaps your significant other smokes copious amounts of crack. That's a story for another time. Today I have the distinguished honor to introduce one of the truly elite members of Team Thug. Miss Higgins, the room is yours.
Okay. Listen up, jackasses. Artemis asked me to come down here and explain what a wage garnishment is to you shitheads. So grab a pen or a crayon or whatever you booger-eating morons use to write with, because I don't want to have to repeat myself. I have better things to do with my time. A wage garnishment is a legal process through which a portion of an individual's wages or salary is withheld by their employer to satisfy a debt owed to a creditor. This typically occurs when a court orders the employer to withhold a specified amount of the debtor's earnings to repay outstanding debts such as unpaid taxes, child support, defaulted loans, or court judgments. Seriously? Are you writing this down? Jackasses. You're all jackasses, as I was saying. The withheld amount is then remitted directly to the creditor until the debt is fully repaid or until the court orders otherwise. Wage garnishment laws vary by jurisdiction, but they generally have limits on the percentage of wages that can be garnished to ensure the debtor has enough income to cover basic living expenses. 25% is quite common. Okay, any questions? Great. Piss off.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you exit a room. Let's cut to the chase. Your wages have been garnished, and now your balls are in a vice. Disclaimer. For our listeners in the South, that was a metaphor. Please, do not try this at home. Let us continue. Here is what you need to know about wage garnishments, aside from the fact that they suck. A wage garnishment is established when a writ of execution is served upon your place of employment to attach your wages. A writ of execution is a legal document issued by a court authorizing the enforcement of a judgment or court order to collect a debt. The specifics of how a writ of execution is executed can vary by jurisdiction, but they generally involve actions such as seizing bank accounts, garnishing wages, or levying on real property. The important thing for you to know is that a writ of execution has a life expectancy of 120 days before a new writ has to be requested in order to continue with the wage garnishment. Often a debtor will have multiple judgments and therefore multiple writs laying in waiting, with creditors jockeying for position much like they would for lien position. A subject for another time. The relevance here is this: that may be the only window of opportunity you have to negotiate a voluntary payment arrangement with your creditor. There are a multitude of variables that can affect how that negotiation may play out, and I would be happy to elaborate in the comments section should you be interested in discussing this further. Option 1. Attempt a negotiation for a payment arrangement while the garnishment is ongoing. In order for this to be successful, your creditor will have to believe theirs is the only judgment, and you are offering a monthly payment equal to or greater than the amount being received through the wage garnishment, which is to say, your odds of this working are longer than Option 2. Get the f*** out of Dodge. That's right. Quit your job. If you feel your current employment is replaceable, then quit. I strongly suggest you line up a new job beforehand. Option 3. Either yourself or your employer can request a wage assignment in lieu of the garnishment. A wage assignment is a voluntary agreement between an employee and a creditor, where the employee authorizes their employer to deduct a portion of their wages to satisfy a debt. Unlike a wage garnishment, which typically involves court orders and involuntary deductions, a wage assignment is a contractual arrangement agreed upon by the debtor and creditor. Basically, you're still eating shit. You're just taking smaller bites. And that's all, folks. I will gladly go into further detail in the comments section, but until then, I'm Artemis Thug. Power to the people.